Other misunderstood diagnoses or disorders are going to be things like dissociative disorders. So this is where you can split a part of yourself off from another part, like people used to call it multiple personality disorder, even though now it's not called that. Or you can disassociate from a situation, so you can like have an out-of-body experience. So now that disorder is called dissociative identity disorder, and it means that you have multiple personalities. Most of the people who, this is very, very rare. So most of these other disorders that you heard of, I've actually encountered people in real life who had these disorders when I used to do mental health. But this one I have not, because it is so rare. So most of the people who have this disorder have experienced childhood sexual or some other type of childhood severe trauma or abuse. Other commonly misunderstood diagnoses or conditions are things like autism. Autism is generally a disorder that affects the way that folks communicate. So people with autism are able to communicate, but not in a way that we are easily able to understand. And it also means that they have issues with social interaction, or they don't socially interact the way that we do. And it is also associated with repetitive or stereotyped behavior. So this is going to be things like stems. If you want something to compare it to, it's sort of like how some people repeatedly twist their hair, but they're said to be more obvious in things that we can easily identify. Sometimes it's associated with a cognitive delay, but not always. It's not necessary for a diagnosis. It is just that their way of interacting with other people is different. Some other commonly misunderstood diagnoses are things like personality disorders. This is usually hard for people to see because these disorders start in childhood. And so they have no point in which to say that they are different, because they have always been this way. It's not like when you get a diagnosis of depression and you see it as depression because it's a demarcation from when you had depression and when you didn't. In this scenario, you've always had this personality disorder. So some common ones that I want you to review are borderline personality disorder. These people have like very thin emotional skin. Or I want you to view narcissistic personality disorder, which is exactly what it sounds like. So I want you to view those different kind and be able to differentiate them with examples on your quiz. So this is an example of an insane asylum. These spaces were cruel and very difficult to live in, and things that we would never do today. The way that we approach mental health is different. The only modern equivalent would be like a psychiatric hospital, and the care that they receive is much better. One of the reasons that we've also lowered people in these places in asylums is because of psychiatric drugs. So I want you to review the different types of therapy. One of the ones that we're going to talk about is cognitive behavioral therapy. So you can see up here that it is a loop. Your behavior creates your thoughts create your feelings, which create your behavior, so on and so forth. So a lot of times when you go to a therapist, you want to help to engage your disordered thinking. So that means that you are thinking in ways that aren't beneficial to you. So for example, if you have an eating disorder, you might want to get at the thoughts and behaviors that are causing you to eat in a way that's harmful to your health and your well-being. That therapist would help you to challenge those thoughts. And so thoughts can be very, very deceptive. Like, for example, you might have the thought that you're a terrible person if you don't. So there are many different types of therapy. We're going to try to review a few right now. One of those is play therapy. So you see in this picture at the top, they have two people playing together, and the adult is probably watching the child to see what types of behavior she's engaged in and how she colors and what things that she's looking at. So another type of therapy is behaviorism. So this can be used to train yourself to not do something, like adverse conditioning. So if you sprinkle hot pepper or cayenne pepper on your fingernails and then you bite them, it's terrible. And then you are training yourself to dislike that sensation. That is pretty aggressive. You don't have to necessarily do that. There are other ways to use behaviorism. One would be something called systematic desensitization. So let's say that you wanted to do this or climb to the top of this particular point at Whitaker Point, but you were afraid of heights. So you make a list and you put at the bottom of the list something that is kind of scary, like maybe climbing up a ladder, and then you slowly remain calm and then you climb up the ladder. And then with the help of your therapist, you remain calm and you slowly go through the steps until you get to this point. It works.